This is episode number 27, and today we will be talking about the happily ever after dessert parties at Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World, Florida.
Everything Disney, in and out of the house. Two grown-ups and a mouse.
Hi there, I'm AJ.
I'm Andrew.
And you are listening. I was about to say watching, because you might be watching. If you are, hi. You are almost definitely listening, though. Listening to Two Grown-Ups and a Mouse. And welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you for being here. We're glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here, too.
I'm glad you're here, because otherwise it would be one grown-up and a mouse.
Well, we would have to rebrand everything, and that would just be horrible.
Well, it would take a long time.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that. We're going to be two grown-ups and a mouse. I'm a grown-up. You're a grown-up. In front of us, we have a mouse.
That's right.
We have a lot of mice.
They're
scattered, but they're around. If you have not done so already, please remember to subscribe. This way you don't miss any of our episodes. We typically will post a new episode every Monday. We try not to miss it unless, like holidays.
Meh.
Once in a while stuff happens. But for the most part, we do post a new episode every Monday. And you can find us on your favorite podcast system.
That's right.
Google Play, Spotify, Apple iTunes, you name it. We're probably there.
That's right.
Or you can follow us on social media.
Yeah. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
And now YouTube.
And now YouTube.
We've actually been on YouTube, but there was no video to accompany it. Now you can actually watch on YouTube.
That's right.
And everywhere we are two grown-ups and a mouse.
That's right.
So look for Two Grown-Ups and a Mouse or go to our website, twogrownupsandamouse.com.
Yeah.
So today we are going to talk about the happily ever after dessert parties, plural.
That's right.
I say parties because I found out they have multiple parties now.
Yeah. Well, we should go back because we've been doing the dessert parties at Magic Kingdom for a long time. I don't even think we wrote down how long.
I don't remember what year our first party was. I do remember it was at the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party.
Right.
We were walking through Tomorrowland Terrace.
Yep.
There were people standing out for the party. We asked them about it, and they happened to have space for two of us, so we had to pay for it, but they squeezed us in.
Sure.
And that was the first party that we attended, and that was the Hallowishes dessert party.
Yeah. And I looked after we'd done that, and they had only just started doing it, a week or two before. So we were one of the first. So we've been doing Magic Kingdom dessert parties pretty much since the beginning.
That's probably why we were able to get squeezed in, because now it's far from impossible, but it is a little more difficult.
Yeah, you need to be early with your reservations.
Right.
Or if you're going at a less busy time, you don't necessarily have to be that whatever 90 days or 120 days. I don't remember what it is now, but
you're allowed up to 180 days booking dining reservations. When we first started going, they only offered one party.
That's right.
And it was located in Tomorrowland Terrace, and you just sat there and it was the one showing, and that was it.
Right.
So before we go into the real details, because most of them, the three parties are almost the same, there are now three different options for doing the fireworks and dessert party.
Right.
There is the party that we did recently with our friends. There were 6 of us, 4 adults, 2 children.
Yep.
And we did the fireworks dessert party with standard garden viewing.
Right.
And what that meant was we went to the dessert party first, and that was at the top of Tomorrowland Terrace. And then after we were done eating our desserts, we were led to the Hubgrass.
That's correct. There was a special dedicated area for people that did the dessert party.
Right. So. And that cost is $59 for adults or $35 for children aged 3 to 9.
Right.
Anyone under the age of 3, just like admission into Walt Disney World parks, is free if you're under 3.
Right.
Then the second option is the fireworks dessert party with seated terrace viewing.
Right.
Also in Tomorrowland Terrace. However, that is the one closer to the castle. So if you were walking from Main Street up to Tomorrowland, and you walk through Tomorrowland Terrace, there's a restaurant on the right-hand side. It's not open often.
It's open in busy seasons.
Right. So we were sat on the right-hand side because we did the one where we sat in the hub grass.
Right.
But the second option would be on the left side because after you are done with your desserts, you stay in that area and you view the fireworks from that area.
Right.
The third option is the after fireworks dessert party at Tomorrowland Terrace.
Right.
And what they do there is you stand in near the hub grass. They have a roped off area just for people going to the party.
Right.
And then as the fireworks finish, they direct you to Tomorrowland Terrace so that you can enjoy your desserts after the fireworks are over.
Right.
And let me go back to the second option is $79 for adults and $47 for children ages 3 to 9. And when I say adults, it's actually children ages 10 and up,
Right.
or anyone age 10 and up. The third option that I just talked about, the one that's the after fireworks, that's $69 for an adult and $41 for children ages 3 to 9.
Right.
And what's great about having these 3 different options is they can get basically 3 times as many people per evening because it's very popular.
Right.
People want to see it. So yes, Disney's definitely making money off of these, but at least they're also making 3 times as many people happy that they can do this experience.
Right. Because that was one of the problems we used to have. Because after we'd done it that first time, so many years ago, we were lucky a couple more times. But then after that, our luck started running out. And then because we would never remember, and the nature of our trips is more last minute, so we couldn't call and reserve. And walking up, there was rarely any room. So now there's 3 different parties, so it's a lot easier to get in. So
Right. In fact, our friends booked it for us, and it was probably about a month in advance, give or take, somewhere between 4 to 6 weeks in advance. It was not 6 months in advance. It was
right. They booked it, I think, in November, late November. I think it's about right.
So about
about 6 weeks. Yeah.
Right. Somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks, for argument's sake.
Right.
And they were able to get in for 6 of us.
Sure. So
again, they're all very similar, but let's talk about what they offer.
Sure.
At the parties. What I like is they have sweet and savory. Because especially when we went a few weeks ago, we had not eaten dinner prior to going.
Right.
So it was nice to have savory options because personally I like to have something more savory before I enjoy something sweeter.
Sure.
So for the savory options, there were hamburger egg rolls, there were cheese and crackers, and spinach dip.
Right.
And let me also add, there are more healthful options as they do have an assortment of fresh fruit.
Right.
So a gluten allergy, you're watching your calories, you're watching your carbs, that you could probably find something to enjoy even if you have dietary restrictions.
Of course. And then obviously you can also ask them and say, I can't eat XYZ, and they'll do their best to try to accommodate your needs.
And you can do that when you make the reservation. You might, if you make the reservation online, you may need to call 1-407-WDW-DINE and speak with someone so they can put a note on your reservation. And they should, or they might even ask you about it at check-in, or you can talk to them at check-in. But it's always best if you can tell them about any allergies or food items you're staying away from, etc., before you go to a dining experience. So they do have those savory options. They did have a variety of beverage options, coffee, tea, water, and I want to say there were 4 different types of juices.
Well, they had a sparkling apple cider.
I wasn't even including that in the 4 different kinds of juices.
Which is non-alcoholic. There were no alcoholic beverage options. So, there was a pink lemonade. I think there was a regular lemonade. One of the things that you're thinking of juice was just plain milk, and then
no, there were because I mixed 2 together, and one of them had like mango in it, and the other one had something else sweet. Both of them had a citrus, either orange or lemon mixed into it. So I wasn't thrilled about that.
Right. Well, I think it was 2 lemonades, a tea, and then the milk. Well, we have pictures, so we should have looked.
I'm right. He's remembering wrong. They did have all the things he just said, but there were 4 juices. I just don't remember the names of the juices.
Right.
But I do know that there were 4 juices.
Okay.
We'll post it in social media, and everyone that's listening, they'll be like, oh, yeah, because I made sure to take a picture of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't mix the 2 lemonades together. I mixed the other 2 juices together. That's how I remember there were 4 juices.
Right.
So either way, we digress, as typical for us, but that's what makes us fun. Yay. So there were the savory options. And then, of course, what they did have more of is the sweet options.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a Villain's chocolate cupcake, and that was a purple buttercream and chocolate crispy pearls. They had a pineapple delight, which is a Dole Whip inspired treat. I'm not a fan of Dole Whip.
Right.
But I think I already just said I'm not a fan of citrus. A lot of people love Dole Whips, can't wait to get to Disney World to have a Dole Whip. And I'm like, why?
Well,
you had one a few weeks ago at Disney Vero Beach.
I did. And it was good.
It was citrus ice cream.
Well, basically. Yeah, it's kind of a pineapple vanilla ice cream. That's,
Not my cup of tea.
well, no, because it's not tea.
Ha. There are chocolate dipped strawberries, which is one of my favorites. In the parks, if I am correct, they charge $3.99 for one chocolate covered strawberry. Granted, they're pretty big. You know, the ones that they sell individually for $4 each, they are larger chocolate covered strawberries, but the dessert party is all you care to eat. So you can have multiple chocolate covered strawberries. And I did, because I enjoy them that much. And remember what you said about the chocolate covered strawberry that was kind of cool? How
they stamped it, at the bottom.
they took the flat side of the strawberry and put a chocolate piece on it to kind of hide that it was the flat side, and stamped it happily ever after.
Right.
So, and again, we have pictures of this, so we'll be posting the pictures in our social media.
And we were both right and wrong.
Why, you found the picture?
No, I found the list of drinks.
Yeah, no, you have to find the picture I took.
Okay.
We could pause this. I can go get my phone. It's still on my phone.
No, it's not necessary.
We'll have to see if we have to put, a disclaimer in our social media. AJ was wrong. Andrew was wrong. AJ was right. Andrew was right. I don't trust what other people say. I remember my memory. I remember what I saw.
That's deep.
I remember what I drank. I drank a mix of 2 juices, and neither one of them were lemonade.
That's correct, because one of them's a kind of a passion fruit.
Right.
There was a strawberry lemonade, a regular lemonade. Those are the 3 juices.
No.
The other things were, there was one thing of water, one thing of milk, one thing of unsweetened
There was
tea.
another juice. Swear on my life, it had mango in it.
Well.
Swear on my life.
All right.
But we're not going to talk about that anymore because we're wasting time.
That's right.
But I'm right. Trust me. Anyway, so they had the chocolate dipped strawberries. They had chocolate marshmallow tarts and macaroons, which I did not taste. I'm not a fan of macaroons either.
Well, that's the beauty of having so much variety.
Did you have a macaroon?
I did.
How was it?
Well, it was a macaroon.
Yeah, I don't like macaroons, so
Right.
I don't care if Disney makes it. I'm still not going to care for it.
Sure.
They also had a cheesecake brownie bite. I think you enjoyed that one.
That was really good.
And it's just like it sounded. It was brownie bottom with the cheesecake top.
Yep.
Also, there was a strawberry tart, which I did not try. I don't know if you tried that one.
I did not.
No. The happily ever after cupcake. And of course, these are all miniature desserts.
Right.
They were, miniature cupcakes. The desserts were about the size of a chocolate covered strawberry.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, they're bite-sized if you consider it a big bite.
Right, exactly. They had a chocolate almond cake with raspberry sauce and an Oreo Mickey treat, whipped Oreo panna cotta topped with 2 chocolate ears and sprinkled with chocolate pearls. I think I did have that one.
You did? That was the one that was in the push-up thing.
Oh, right. And I made sure to get one with with Mickey on it.
Yeah.
And we already talked about the cheese and crackers, the hamburgers, but the other two sweet options that they had were the do-it-yourself cookies and ice cream decorating.
Right.
There was someone over there serving ice cream, correct?
Yes.
But the cookies, they had out the decorations so you could put...
Well, they had cookies, they had brownies, they had a couple of... they had a couple different cookies. Like they had like a sugar cookie and a chocolate chip cookie and a brownies. And then the different types of ways to decorate. So there was sprinkles, there were chocolate chips, there was icings, there were, all these things.
Right.
So,
and on the opposite side, there was a s'more bar.
Right.
And there was a cast member there to assist with the making of the s'mores. They actually were the ones to hold it over the flame for you.
Right.
I didn't have one of those either.
Right.
I don't know if you had one.
No, I'm not big on marshmallows, so I don't.
And I hate burnt food.
Right. So it's not, it didn't appeal to me.
We went to Disney Vero Beach not too long ago, and I ordered a s'mores dessert because they changed their dessert menu. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I'm not a big fan of marshmallows, but I like graham crackers. I like chocolate. So I ordered the dessert and they brought it out and the top was blackened.
Right.
It looked gross. The very first thing I did was scrape it all off.
Sure.
Because I don't like burnt marshmallow. Of course, some people are probably listening and going, oh my God, that's the best part. But not in my opinion, not for me.
Well, technically, it is what you do with a s'more. Is you hold it over an open fire and burn the crap out of it.
Yeah, I'm not into burnt food. So that was nothing that appealed to me. Yeah. What was nice about the dessert party, at least for us, when you first check in, they give you a wristband. Mm-hmm. That is one, if you need to go out of the area and return, they'll know that you're part of the party.
Right.
So that's why you have the wristband. The other reason, when they bring you to the hubgrass, you show your wristband, and that will allow you entrance because it is roped off.
Sure.
And what was nice, what I started saying is we were on, again, if you were coming from Magic Kingdom, going towards Tomorrowland, through Tomorrowland Terrace, we were on the right side. And there are restrooms over there. So sure. We did not have to leave our area, and show our wristband or anything because we could just go use the restroom and come right back. Now, of course, if you do the seated terrace viewing, that's going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to show your wristband, leave the area and return. But that's why you have a wristband, to make it easy for them to identify you and let you back in and out as necessary. So it looked to us as if both dessert parties had the same dessert options.
Yeah, I would say so. I didn't see anything that was remarkably different.
Well, I forgot to look to see if they offered alcohol at the one that you remained seated in that area.
Well, with only a $10 difference in price, or
20. It's a $20 difference in price.
Even so, I don't think that's enough to really justify having, because the after one is only $10 more. It's kind of, it goes in $10 increments of 59, 69, 79. So
when we first started going, again, as you said, it was years ago, there was no alcohol.
Right.
Then they upped it significantly, but they added alcohol.
Right.
So I believe, based on that, now that they have the 3 different parties, that they may have removed the alcohol, but just made the different accommodations so that they could get more people to enjoy the experience.
Well, because the nice thing was when you're in that lower Tomorrowland Terrace area, you can sit down through the whole fireworks if you wanted to, and it's also a very good spot to actually watch because there's not going to be anybody standing in front of you or, whatever else, because it wasn't that big a deal where we were, but when the fireworks started, everybody stood up, and then
a few people did.
So then you had to basically stand up if you wanted to see. And then, there's a few people that are holding their phones up, and then this and then that.
Well, speaking of the fireworks, let's transition into a discussion about the fireworks show itself.
Sure.
For us, this was our first time seeing Happily Ever After.
Right.
And my favorite fireworks show is the old version of Star Wars that they did at Hollywood Studios,
Right.
followed by Hollowishes,
Yep.
followed by Wishes.
Yep.
And honestly, I probably like the Star Wars show and the Hollowishes equally as much. They're just very different, so it's hard to
Right.
say you like one over the other. I mean, one's Star Wars and one's Halloween. But Wishes was a great show. I really, really enjoyed the Wishes fireworks show.
Mhm.
I was not a fan of Happily Ever After, personally.
Well,
My personal opinion was that Wishes was a narrated story with timed fireworks to it.
right.
And this show was more a castle show with a few fireworks in the background.
I think there was just as many fireworks. There was obviously no narration or anything. It was just music, and then it was very much you kind of almost have to see the castle in order for the rest of it all to work, because the music is obviously timed to the fireworks and it's timed to the
But it wasn't.
to the show on the
That was
castle.
my issue. I just felt like the fireworks were spontaneous, and I know they're not. I know that they are planned out, and they're going to put them in the same order every day. But I feel, and I could be wrong, but I feel as if the Wishes fireworks show were more in timed
right.
to the show. I just wasn't. I just felt as if there were lots of fireworks, as you said. I mean, I don't think there were less fireworks. That's not what I was saying. But I just felt like they were just, okay, we're going to throw a firework. We're going to throw a firework. And they just kept on putting out.
They were timed to the music.
They didn't seem that way to me, though. I didn't get that impression. So it was just fireworks for the sake of having
You
fireworks.
also thought there were 4 juices, so.
No, I don't think there were 4 juices. I know there were 4 juices. And so for that, I was not thrilled about it. Now, our friends that we were with, I shouldn't speak for them, but I will. The gentleman said, no, he really likes it because he likes Disney songs, because that's basically, and I don't think we really said that. That's basically what Happily Ever After is. It's a bunch of Disney songs, talk all the stories that have a happily ever after, and, going those songs throughout it.
Right.
What I did like was that Tinkerbell still does fly over, as she always did in Wishes. Though now it's towards the end, so don't get disappointed if you don't see her at first, because I was thinking, I guess they got rid of it, but they did not. Tinkerbell will still fly over.
Yep.
And I was looking to see if you can purchase the soundtrack. And I'm not saying that you can or can't. I didn't find anything except that as of a year ago, you could listen to it on Spotify.
Right.
Of course, that was a year ago, so I don't know how updated that is. And personally, if it was just a castle show without the fireworks in the background, I would have enjoyed it more, because the castle show itself was amazing.
Right.
It was really, really well done. You could really have a good vision of everything going on on the castle. So as a castle show, it was great. I just didn't enjoy it as much as a fireworks show.
Well.
So on that note, we are recording this in the evening and it's dinner time, and I want to go get something to eat.
That's right.
So again, thank you for listening.
Absolutely.
If you haven't done so already, please subscribe.
Yep.
If you have done so already, thank you for subscribing.
Absolutely.
We will catch you in a week. Feel free to catch up on episodes that you may not have listened to or watched already.
That's right.
And on that note, I will say good night.
Or good morning.
Or good afternoon.
Or good day.
Or just goodbye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.